All right, hello and good morning, everyone. It is finally time. We got the new Donkey Kong game. We're very, very excited for the new Donkey Kong game. So we are going to be trying this out. I have got a little bit of a reputation as a Nintendo hater, and I don't want to be a Nintendo hater. You know, I'm just trying to enjoy games that are good, and it's not my fault that Nintendo sometimes can't make good games. So Let's try the new Donkey Kong. I've been waiting for this to come from GameFly because I didn't want to pay full price for it because I didn't think I would enjoy it. But we're gonna give it a real shot here. So I loved, of course, the original Donkey Kongs. I haven't played any of the newer Donkey Kongs really. This is definitely a new experience for me. So we've got well, half the reason to get a Switch 2 here, since this is an exclusive to the Switch 2, this and Mario Kart World, which everyone knows Mario Kart's not very good. So, again, I know that I've got this reputation as a Nintendo hater, but we're trying to give this an actual, honest, good shot. So, we're getting coins. I don't know much about anything. The story seems pretty simple in that there is an island. There is bananas on the island. The monkeys want the bananas. That seems to be the entirety of the story, and you know I'm okay with that being the entirety of the story. We don't necessarily need big, vast, good stories for things, you know, especially for something as simple as Donkey Kong. So, all right, we dug up a golden banana. That clearly that is the goal here. Finding gem-like bananas all over this mine. More buried ahead. Okay. Now we can jump and punch. I'm glad that, as far as I know, there's no durability system. It's not going to end up like Breath of the Wild, where we have to worry about durability and all that. Very, very glad we don't have to deal with that. There's a bunch of gold. I don't know what that's going to be used for. I don't know if there's like upgrades to buy or if that's just like cosmetics. I'm pretty sure there's cosmetics because I saw some sort of DLC about like looking like the old Donkey Kong or something like that. So I don't know if there's going to be some sort of just cosmetic system. There seems to be unlimited gold spawning here, so I don't know if I just sit here for the rest of the day and punch this gold out of here. Will I just get rich that way? Can I cheese the game already? I don't know. So we're just exploring and learning and trying it. Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It is halfway through the week. I'm very, very excited for that. I saw my first images of Spirit Halloween has their new Spirit Christmas stores that they're doing. And I was a little disappointed. I thought they were going to put some effort into Spirit Christmas, but it looks like yet another just cheap cash grab full of like overpriced inflatables and plastic garbage and all that. So I was really hyped for Spirit Christmas to be something new and exciting, but it appears just to be more. Someone used the term landfill core to explain things that are like, it looks cool, but it's just going to end up in the landfill in a year. And I feel that in my bones. I feel like so much stuff is just landfill core now, where it exists simply to be put into a landfill within a year or two. And I feel like that is what the new Spirit Halloween or Spirit Christmas is going to be, is just all this stuff that ends up in a landfill here soon. So I was hoping it would be good, and I am disappointed. And then again, it's Spirit Halloween. Like, was I really expecting that much out of it? Maybe that's my own fault. Same thing with like Oregon, where I live. We just got our first Five Below, and I've seen so many cool videos online about Five Below, and so I'm really excited to go see a Five Below for the first time here. But a part of me feels like it's just gonna be all landfill core, low grade slop stuff. So I think my expectations maybe are too high. So we'll see. I'm always happy when I'm pleasantly surprised, and that is too what I'm hoping for with this game, is to be pleasantly surprised with it. Again, I don't want to be a Nintendo hater. It just is. It is what it is. This tutorial's dragging on a little bit. That is also very Nintendo coded, right? Like, to have a tutorial that is far too long is very Nintendo style. I do like the fully destructible environment, though. I do think that it's cool that you can break through a bunch of stuff, so it does seem like they have given us a lot of environment to destroy, a lot to explore, a lot of items. It definitely feels very collectathon-y, which DK64 was collectathon-y, but the original OG Donkey Kongs weren't collectathons, so I'm interested to see if they just leaned into collectathoning, or if there's more to it, or is this literally the entire game right here is just gonna be walk around, punch all this stuff. I've heard that there's some puzzles, so I'm always down for some puzzles. For some reason, I feel like the controls are backwards. I don't know why, but I feel like the jump button and the ground pound button are backwards. I might have to see if I can change that. I don't know. It feels backwards to me. Also, if y'all saw, Magic the Gathering has been putting out all their various Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff. I don't need this negativity in my mornings. We're not being negative yet. We're not being. I was only saying that I feel like some of the controls are backwards, but I'm not being negative yet. I haven't said too much negative about the game already. Where we are trying not to be a Nintendo hater. You know, we're trying to give it a fair shake. We're trying very hard to not be classified as a Nintendo hater. What do I need all this gold for, though? Like, do I need to collect all this gold? Like, what is the purpose of all this gold? Is it going to give me something? It looks good. I'll give it that. I know that a lot of people weren't a fan of the new DK style. They didn't like how he looked, but it looks good for a Switch game. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the original DK games the story the same, that some evil dude came and stole all the bananas? Not complaining, just asking a fair and valid question. How many times can we recycle the same story of DK likes bananas, but oh no, all the bananas were taken? I'm also pretty sure this happened in Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask. So, Nintendo out here recycling stories. Oh, interesting. You can move the camera a little bit during cutscenes. I wonder why you can do that. I wonder if there's some hidden Easter eggs, or if that's just for fun? What does it gain me to jiggle the camera gently left and right during these videos? Do you see that? Why? Why for? Where'd his pants go? All right, we got through the tutorial. So is the world open and free now, or is it going to be an obnoxiously long tutorial? This feels very reminiscent of like underground levels, very Mario underground cave camera. I dig it. You can do a little spin. That's nice. That's nice. God is great. Welcome in. What's good? It is Wednesday morning. That is what is good. We are halfway through the week, you know. I have I have most of my Christmas shopping already done, which is most excellent, right? Like we're already ahead of the ball, ahead of the game here. And I sent a list to my parents for the first time. My parents want to try Dungeons and Dragons, so I sent them a class list last night and told them to start thinking about what classes do you want to play. So excited to see what my brother and my parents pick to play. We're gonna have a good old fashioned family Dungeons and Dragons night, and I'm very excited for us to all sit around a table and do that. So that's what's good going on with me. What's good with you today? Oh, excuse me. All right, what do we got here? I did lose my pants when the mines collapsed. Feel so happy, to be honest. That is good. What's going on? Anything you want to share, or is it just a private thing? Okay, there is so much gold in this game. I really feel like I'm going to have to use the gold for something, right? Like, there is so much gold. There's got to be a reason they're giving me so much. An apple. I'm guessing that's some sort of healing. Giant carrots, probably also some sort of healing. What are we using all this gold for? No reason, just satisfied. Hey, that is a good day, right? When you can just wake up and it is just a good day and you're happy because everything God has put for you is in a good place. That is a good day. That is something I try every day. I try and start my morning prayers with, thank you God for this blessed day, just because, we woke up, we're alive. Sometimes that's all you can ask for, right? So the gold is used for fancy clothing for you and Pauline. Okay. And we can summon rocks to beat up vines. Okay. And then I'm guessing we can throw the rock, and that'll be some sort of like puzzle solving, as being able to rip out rocks and then throw the rocks at thing to hit levers and switches that are far away, something like that. That probably seems like probably what they're gonna do. DK's all about that drip. This looks like a boss arena. Are they gonna give us a boss fight to start with? This smells like a boss fight. That mug is massive. This is my double serving of coffee in the morning. I enjoy a nice cold brew, and I found that most mugs are just too small. So this one, if you fill it about 75% of the way, you know, it's like a double or 1.5. Why is there no in-game audio? That is a good question. That says the audio is playing. Is it not playing? Not playing any audio? Let me check. No sound on stream. Interesting. Let's let me fix that really quick. I should be able to fix that. Okay. Now can you hear it? It's because my capture card is absolute garbage. I bought a cheapy capture card off of Amazon a long time ago, and I've been meaning to replace it. And I honestly should have replaced it a long time ago, and I just haven't. So it's the low quality capture card. I have a feeling like I can tell you anything. That is, you're not the first person to say that. There's quite a few people who say that I have a very soothing voice, and then I just seem like a trustworthy dude to chat with. And that, honestly, that is the vibes that I like to curate, you know? I know a lot of streamers like to do like the screaming and the yelling and the excitement and the hype. I'm just here to curate some nice chill vibes. I'm streaming at 5 a.m. in the morning, so my idea was, you know, start your day off really nice. But in reality, it seems like I get a lot of people from all over the world who are coming in like at the end of their day. So, you know, a nice chill way to end your day as well. So that is what I've always wanted to curate, is just a nice chill vibe area to start or end your day without all the screaming and cussing and chaoticness that comes with streams. Or the drama. Oh man, I am an unwilling participant in when I scroll through Reddit. I get so much drama about PewDiePie this or Hassan that or Asmongold this. And it's just there is so much streamer drama constantly ongoing. I do not want to be a part of any of that streamer drama. I hope to never... Oh, excuse me. I hope to never upset another streamer bad enough that there needs to be a drama video about us, or one of those videos of like what's really going on between Hassan and Say Waffles, or what thing did Hassan say to Say Waffles. I don't want to be featured in any of those videos. I do not want to be a source of any of that drama. So I try to avoid that. I do not want to be any part of any of that. Okay, is this going to be we're learning to climb? Basic climbing mechanics, nothing fancy. Yep. We can punch upwards while we're climbing. Okay. Very basic, very basic. Alright, we unlocked some sort of giant glowing thing. The appropriate action when you see a giant glowing thing is, of course, to punch it. That is a very normal and natural thing to do. Giant unknown glowing thing. Let's hit it. Is that Pauline? Is that glowing rock thing Pauline, or is that's something else? Head to the town square. Okay. Okay, well, we're starting to get our first couple puzzles here. Some very, very basic puzzles. You've got these vine things that are trying to push you off. Okay, I dig it. I dig a nice, easy starter little puzzle here. Some hidden secrets behind the stuff. I dig that. And a perfectly cubed rock thing. What is that? Is that a visual glitch, or is that... I don't know if I'm supposed to see that glowing line or not. I don't know about that, but okay, that was cool. That was very, very nice little cool thing. An actual enemy. It looks like an enemy that we need to ground pound on to destroy. Okay. Just so y'all see, I'm not being a Nintendo hater. I'm enjoying this. So can we take him out other ways? Like if we oh, we can surf. Okay. Like if we just whack him, will that take him out? Yes. Okay, so we don't have to ground pound him, but we can. It's nice to have options. And we can knock him out of the dirt. Very nice. I have started work on a don't tell him anything, he'll ruin it for you. I have decided I want to work a little bit on a TTRPG, a solo journaling experience. So I'm starting work on playing around with a solo role-playing journaling experience game. And the vibes I want is you slowly wander about a dungeon collecting food, and then you go home and cook said food, and then you write about your experiences with doing such things. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how expansive I want the game to be, but I like the idea of solo journaling TTRPGs, where it's a game, but you don't need other people to play it, and it's your creativity as you're writing it and telling a story. And I want to do a little bit more of that, so I want to create my own. The problem is, my biggest problem in life, I think, is that I am a creative soul who wants to do creative things, but I do not have a creative bone in my body, right? Like, I can't draw. My writing is meh at best. I can't paint. Every instrument that I play is just meh at best. It's one of those frustrating things where like I can do it, it's just not very good. And I feel like I want to create something brilliant. I just don't have the actual ability to do that. So maybe this will be my calling thing, you know? I think we just dumb lucked through. I think that there were some things down there that can damage me, and I just kind of dumb lucked through that, so... Bubble's here! Good morning, Bubble! How are you doing this morning? Okay, so this guy's got thorns on him, so we're gonna have to defeat him with the rock first. We got a jam disc. Okay. How's the King of Donkeys? You know, so far it doesn't seem too bad. Like, the tutorial's a little long, but that's a Nintendo problem. But it looks nice. The music is nice. The gameplay looks like it's going to be a good mix of puzzles and doing things how you want to do. Like, so far I don't have a whole lot to complain about, which is shocking, right? So, I hate to admit it, but it might be a good game. Maybe I will regret not buying it as soon as it came out, you know? But maybe I shouldn't have waited for GameFly. We are changing Dex's name, Bubble. I made this realization last night. We call Dex, because because that's his name. But he also likes Pokemon, so we need to start making Pokedex stick. You know, it's very clever nickname for Dex. I feel like Pokedex is a good nickname for Dex. I love how we finally bullied Dex to change his name again. Also, speaking of Pokedex, last night Dex was talking about doing a shiny something in Pokemon, and I found out there are websites. There are websites where I can go, if I go and pay $60, 60 real life dollars, I can get a full shiny alpha level 100 team in Pokemon Legends ZA. Like, I did not realize that there are websites where you can just go and buy a full shiny alpha max level team for Pokemon. Who is out here buying their Pokemon team? You got your first shiny? You got a shiny Whirlipede. Full odd soak, so you don't have a shiny charm? Well, I guess that's your creature now, right? Like, yeah, that is fully your creature. Your Pokemon is now a Whirlipede. Alright, so how do I defeat the monster? Do I just wait for him to attack and then we're just gonna beat him with a rock? Yes, that is the answer. Break the stake. Okay. That was a, not a very hard boss fight, but I can see where they could probably, with all the mechanics we have, they could probably have some interesting puzzly bosses where they're invulnerable to certain things. You gotta do other things. Like, I see the potential. I see a lot of potential in there. I don't bug type, sorry. The game has decided you are now a bug type trainer, so unfortunately, the Pokemon Company has declared you a bug gym leader, so you've got to lean into it. Ben's here. Good morning, Ben. Trying to get to Research 50 is rough, though. I just want my charm. Alright, so we just got to dive after the banana. That seems dangerous, but okay. Title screen. It's very invincible of them. Which I'm so hyped for the next season of Invincible. I cannot wait for the next season of Invincible. That is such a good show. If you have not watched Invincible on Amazon Prime yet, definitely make some time to watch it. It is so good. Yes, we just started. We are 30 minutes in and we just made it to the title screen. You had an idea for the Wheel of Punishment. Equipment malfunctions. Okay, like disadvantage or like losing equipment for a certain period of time? What are you thinking? What I really want is judges from Final Fantasy Tactics. I always loved in Final Fantasy Tactics how you had the judges who would come to your fight and say, you know what? For this fight, you're not allowed to use staves and you're not allowed to use bows. And you've got to, build your team around it. I always thought that was a really interesting gameplay mechanic. So I want more of that. I want more judges. Wasn't that the movie with Will Whatever where he's a superhero? There was a Will Smith superhero movie that was very, very, very hated. I'm trying to remember what that one was. What's with the water here? What's the water do for us? Not Will Smith? Hancock, yeah. People hated that movie. That was People absolutely hated that Will Smith movie. Okay, so we can't jump and punch those guys. So do we need to, like, learn to... Oh, we can make, like, a... We can make a wall barrier? Okay, that's pretty cool. Can he... He can't hit us through the wall barrier. Okay, so we can throw the rocks. That seems to be, like, a good solution there. Like, maybe someone's using a shield, a strap breaks, so you have to use a short rest to repair, or maybe the archer's bowstring snaps. So there are a lot of people who use the weapon malfunction rules, actually. The problem with the weapon malfunction rules is how overly punishing it is to people who are marshals in D&D. For example, say that you're a level 20 fighter. At max level, you get five attacks per turn. You can action surge for an additional 5 attacks per turn. And there are some people who say if you roll a 1 on a d20, your weapon breaks or something of that nature. And the problem with that is that, just statistically speaking, you're going to roll a 1 at some point, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a max level fighter who is a master of all these weapons to constantly be breaking and throwing their weapons, especially if there's not something for magic casters as well. So I like that punishment, but it would have to be a used sparingly or a rare thing, simply because the amount of times that casters or marshals have to roll on things, they would be breaking their weapons and shields left and right. Alright, so these are our salvage monkeys doing some sort of salvage work. Are one of them going to sell me some pants or something? Can I buy... I cannot buy a fresh pair of pants. Okay, well... I was expecting, if we're playing in the mud, that Donkey Kong would get, like, a little dirty. He gets, like, if you jump in the water, you get, like, a wet animation. I was expecting, like, a little animation for like, getting muddy or dirty, but it doesn't seem like there's anything like that yet. Alright, I have 3,000 gold. Like, Donkey Kong, 3,000 gold pieces in real life, well, you'd be set for life. Donkey Kong is, like, richer than Scrooge McDuck right now with all of his gold. Which also, speaking of Scrooge McDuck, I haven't fact-checked this, but I heard that that Disney actually made a official tartan for Scrooge McDuck and, like, registered it with, like, the official Scottish Tartan Society, so that, like, you can get the official Scrooge McDuck tartan pattern, and they can use it legally since it's properly registered. I need to fact check that, but I think it's pretty cool. I wish they'd port Kingdom Hearts to Switch. You know, I have for a long time talked about Kingdom Hearts, and one of these days I feel like we're finally gonna play it, because I never played Kingdom Hearts because you know, when it came out, I was an edgy kid who's like, no, Disney is dumb. I'm too big and smart for Disney. So I feel like I missed out on it. And whenever I ask people, you know, is it worth going back and playing Kingdom Hearts now? Most people tell me that it's not worth, like, playing, that you could just go, like, watch a YouTube video of the story without having to play it, and that's just as good. So one of these days, I think I'm going to either play it or I'm going to at least experience the story, because I've heard that the story, while confusing and long and maybe overly complicated, is still a good story. So alright, so this is a highly explosive rock that we can use to explode things. There are 110 CDs to collect. That is quite the collectathon. All right. Oh, I see that. I'm not supposed to blow this up. It's telling me to pick that up. Okay. And there's a whole hidden world down there. So is this one of those things where we just don't follow the beaten path? We should just explore the world as it is? I haven't played all the games, but the spin-off games, Kingdom Hearts 2 by far is the best in the franchise. Alright, what do we find down here? We found a hidden lair full of gold. It is on the list of things to play. You know, I was looking through all the video games that are coming out for the rest of the year, and I don't feel like there's very many good games left for the rest of the year, so we might have some time to finally play some Kingdom Hearts, because I don't know that there's any like must-play games coming out for the rest of the year. The only other game that I really, really want to experience is the Outer Worlds 2 just came out on Game Pass, so we're gonna play that at some point. But I don't know there's any other like must-play games for the rest of the year. I've seen some crazy texture bugs in the Outer Worlds. I've heard a lot of people say that the Outer Worlds 2 is like playing a Bethesda game where you're gonna get a buggy, incomplete experience, but that's a part of the charm. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've seen quite a few people saying that the game is very much a buggy experience, but that's the charm of the game. They're not bugs, they're features. Yeah, that is very much what I've heard people say about it. I started playing Fallout 4 again to record some video for some stuff. And it's really making me wish that we would finally get, like, where is our Fallout 5 or our Elder Scrolls 6 or any of that? Like, Bethesda needs to get off its rear and start making one of those games and get it out for us, because I feel like with Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition coming out here, people are finally getting tired of buying the same Fallout and same Skyrim game, and it's time for something new. Bethesda, please. Thinking about New Vegas playthrough again since Fallout is getting a new season. I am excited to see what they do with the new Fallout season. I did enjoy the first season of Fallout pretty well, so I'm excited to see season 2. I'm very excited to see where they go with it. I did see the funniest post, though, where someone was complaining about Fallout, saying that they're worried about the next season of Fallout because they might make Caesar's Legion the bad guys. And I don't know who's going to tell him that Caesar's Legion has always been the bad guy, my dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but they're already the bad guys. The show's not going to ruin it for you. They are already the villains. I would never give Nintendo money in 2025. Well, the good news is I did not give Nintendo money for this game. We rented this via GameFly. It is one of the very, very few game services I highly recommend. Is for $20 a month, you can rent 2 games at a time, keep them as long as you want, and play them for as long as you want. So I did not pay full price for this game. I waited to rent it because I wasn't sure whether or not that I would like it. So jury's still out on whether or not I like it, but I did not give Nintendo money for this. I beat my high score in money last night from a ZA fight. I got 212,000. Not a bad night. Do they send you discs? Yes. They send you physical discs, which I absolutely love. There is, some flaws with it. Like, for example, before this, I rented the Monster Hunter Stories, because there's a new Monster Hunter Stories game coming out. And I wanted to try Monster Hunter Stories. And the Monster Hunter Stories, you get a physical disc that has the first game on it, but you get a code for the second game. And the problem with that being that you can't rent a code, of course. So I could only play the first game. I couldn't play the second one. So there are like code-only games that you aren't able to rent, but for the most part, you are able to just enjoy rented games. And that is why I will never buy like a PlayStation that does not have a disc drive, because I want to be able to rent my games and not pay for them, because I've rented last year. I did the math. Last year GameFly saved me over $2,000 in bad games that I tried that I would not buy, that I would not pay full price for. So I'm very, very glad that I did not pay full price for so many of those games. So it is one of the few services I fully endorse because it is such a money saver. PS6 won't have a disc drive. I think you're right. I think that the next generation will avoid that at all costs. Does GameFly have an app? To my knowledge, no, they don't have an app. It is all a website still. You can also rent movies through it, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Okay, so you can go back up and down through different levels if you want to explore more. This is kind of cool. Very, very big open world. It's so crazy these companies won't have physical games. I don't trust companies not take away the game that you pay for. Oh, there is an app? I've never downloaded the app, so that's cool that they got an app. Yeah, it is. And I understand that they feel like they're losing money on it, right? I pay GameFly $20, and then they send me game discs that they buy once, and then they make a bunch of money on. So by eliminating disc drives, they make it so, oh, you want to play this game? Well, then you've got to pay full price for it. So I understand why they're doing it, but it's also, it's frustrating and anti-consumer, right? But here's the thing, is that, like, I would not rent games. If every game that I bought, if every time I paid $60 to $80 for a video game, I got what I felt was a complete and satisfying experience and a good game, I wouldn't rent games. I would be more than happy. I would be more than happy to pay full price for games if I always got a good and satisfying experience out of it. However, I don't, so I don't want to pay full price for a bunch of games that I don't like, right? So that is on the game companies and the game devs for making bad games. If the games weren't bad, I would buy them. You know, last stream we were just talking about that this might be my last Pokemon game ever because Pokemon ZA and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were so terrible that I don't want to waste money on those games anymore. And we've reached a point where, you know what, I might just say I'm done with Pokemon because I don't want to waste any more money on them. What if you don't like 2 games you rent that month? Yes, you can send back your games anytime. So it takes time for them to come in the mail, but if you rent a game, you put it in, you say this game sucks, and you return it the next day, you get a next game already in the mail. So there are some months where I have rented like 6 games because I have disliked all the games that I've rented so much that I only kept them for one day. There are other games that I enjoyed so much I played them for well over a month. I rented Ghost of Yotai. I played Ghost of Yotai until I got bored of it. Didn't pay a dime for it. That is excellent. I would quickly pay full price for Pokemon Champions, but it's releasing on mobile, so I know everything will be a microtransaction. Yep. Microtransactions are the future of gaming, unfortunately. And here's the thing, like, you can only check out 2, so you can check out 1 game, 2 games, or 3 games, depending on the plan that you get. I get the 2-game plan because what I do is I rent 2 games, I play 1 game, and then when I send that other game back, I then grab the next game and start playing that one until the new game comes in the mail. That way I always have something new to play and explore. But you can pay for a 1-game subscription plan if you don't want to pay that much. I think it's like $15 for a 1-game subscription plan. What's with the gold? Where are the bananas? The gold apparently is used for pants and such. Where are the bananas? That we do not know. But we did find a challenge. We've got 3 crocoids and 30 minutes remaining. Okay. This seems just like a button mash. It is for pants. We are looking for pants. We are in desperate need of pants. There's a banana. There we go. He's not naked. He plays by Disney rules, right? He's wearing a tie. That means he is fully clothed because he's wearing a tie. In the same way that Donald Duck doesn't have his butt hanging out because he's wearing a shirt, right? It's Disney rules. I am curious how much pants cost in this world, considering I have almost 4,000. I have almost 4,000 gold right now. So how expensive can a pair of pants be? That I need more than 4,000 gold, but you know, I guess we'll see when we get there. Why doesn't Donald and Daisy wear gloves? Everyone else has gloves. I've seen like a million videos that are like the Disney conspiracies on why characters wear gloves and things like that, but I've never watched one. So apparently there is a reason that certain characters wear gloves and other characters don't. I couldn't tell you what that reason is because I haven't watched the videos, but apparently there is at least a reason that explains why. So your question can be answered via YouTube video if you're truly curious. They wear gloves because they're criminal bandits. Alright, I feel like there's a world over there to explore, so let's go get lost in this world. You know, it's a big open world. Let's go see what it has to offer. Breath of the Wild can take so many notes from this though. So we've got no stamina bar, we've got no weapon durability. Like, I feel like when Nintendo inevitably makes Breath of the Wild 3, they should take some notes from this game. The next Breath of the Wild should have 0 durability, 0 stamina. I would be very happy if they made it like this. Alright, another challenge. What challenge do we have here? Anticoid times 6. So more things to smash? Yep, okay. Okay. One more. I like these little time trials. These are fun. I dig it. I don't think they're ever going to make a Zelda game in the same way as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, at least not in the last 10 years. Took too long to put together. Probably, I mean, they took too long to put together, but they also, like, they renewed interest in the Zelda series, I feel like, for a lot of people. So I know they're going to work on something, but it might be for the Switch 3, right? So it might be a while before we get another one. You might be right. It might be a while before we see another one, which I'm A-okay with, because both Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild were some very, very mid games. They are, like, if you look up the definition of mediocre in the dictionary, you would get Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, they were so overrated. Again, not saying they're a bad game. I'm saying that they are an overrated game. Like, they did not deserve perfect 10 out of 10 game of the century millennia. Like, they deserved a 5 out of 10. Like, meh, this is okay. It's the first Zelda game that I played through that I didn't immediately put down. Why are there so many squids? You're just a hate. I understand that I have a reputation as a Zelda hater or just a Nintendo hater in general. But look, I'm not saying bad things about Donkey Kong. So, you know, I can be fair and impartial. Can I catch... When this guy throws a rock at me, can I catch his rock? Like, if I time this very well, can I catch his rock out of midair? I can. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Twilight Princess has got to be one of the best boss fights in gaming history. It's a double claw shot dragon. I never played Twilight Princess. I missed out on that one. Alright, what do we find here? Another challenge mode? Or this one looks different, so... A bonus stage. As the kids say, ooh woo, what's this? A bonus stage? Interesting thing to think about. Your favorite boss battle. My favorite boss battles have got to come from... Unsubscribe. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear as a whole has some of the most fun and interesting boss fights out there. Psycho Mantis with you have to put your controller in the second port and listen to him read off your memory cards. You know, the sniper battle where you're slowly sneaking around. They are some of the most interesting and fun boss fights that in existence. Metal Gear has some truly epic boss fights. And here's the thing. I know... Alright, we're doing it. Unpopular opinion time. The unpopular opinion glasses. I know people are going to say, oh, well, Dark Souls and Elden Ring because they're such epic and massive fights. Like, here's the thing. The Dark Souls and Elden Ring boss fights are all fully choreographed. And that once you memorize the boss pattern, you can win the fight because it's just the same things over and over again. Do you know what else is just memorizing the pattern and playing through it skillfully? Dance Dance Revolution and Guitar Hero. Elden Ring is essentially Guitar Hero with flashy graphics. The boss fights are just well choreographed fights. So, like, to me, that's not interesting. That's not interesting gameplay. You're just playing Guitar Hero with swords. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize the things hit me. They mugged me. The squids mugged me. So yeah, I don't think you can count Elden Ring and Dark Souls as interesting boss fights because they're just Dance Dance Revolution with more steps, you know? I don't find that interesting. Basically the same in Def Jam 2. I would agree with that. Def Jam Fight for New York. The bosses aren't interesting, but it's a fun game. I guess, in fairness, you could probably say that most games boil down to if you press the right buttons in the right order, then you're going to win. So I think most games you could probably boil down to some form of Dance Dance Revolution, but I really feel like Souls games are especially guilty of that. Peekaboo-poid times 50. We have to take out 50 squids? Okay. But where are they? I get that they're peekaboos, so they're hiding. We just gotta... Is it just smash everything? Is that the goal? Bayonetta has some fun ones. I have never played through Bayonetta. Bayonetta needs to be added to the list also. One of these days we will play Bayonetta. Okay. I could not find all the things. Can you stop destroying the biome with your terraforming? No, I will destroy everything because the squids mugged me of all of my money, and therefore the squids must pay. They must pay. Okay, we got one squid remaining. Got him. This game's final boss is brutal. I'm excited to see what the final boss is. So far, the boss fights have been fun. So as long as they keep building and all that, like I think it'll be fun. This might be a game that I play to completion. Like I've been playing for an hour now, and I'm not bored of it. Like it's got a decent gameplay loop. It's kind of satisfying. It's kind of fun. So. We'll keep going until we're bored of it. Waiting for a roller coaster. Are there roller coaster levels? How do I know if I've done everything? Like, there is a map. Let's see. So it says there's one more banana and one more fossil for me to find. There's a fossil, got those bananas. Okay, so there is a map where if I want to 100% complete everything, the map tells me quite a lot. That is super helpful. We like that. We appreciate a good map that tells us where everything is. I think we just found the last banana. Oh no, there's one more banana. Okay. We got Donkey Kong's finally getting a shower. I imagine Donkey Kong probably smells pretty bad. So, you know, I appreciate that they give us the chance to shower. That is probably a good thing. That could be a fun... Maybe we should make that list this morning. Top 10 characters in video games who you think smell the worst. Donkey Kong is definitely on that list. I have to say Solid Snake probably is on that list somewhere. Hey, we found a rhino. Is this... Can I ride him like in the old... The old game? Maybe? No? Garbodor. Yeah, I would say Garbodor probably smells pretty bad. Trying to think of other characters in other games that I've played that probably smell horrible. Link 2 running around fighting monsters and not showering. You know, Link, especially in like Breath of the Wild and stuff, you know, he uses so many bombs. I imagine he just smells like gunpowder, so probably like a mid-century pirate. So not bad, but probably heavily of like gunpowder, I'm guessing. Joel in The Last of Us. God of War, Kratos. I imagine Kratos probably smells pretty awful. You know, covered in the blood of all the evil gods. Crash Bandicoot. No, you know, I'm gonna give Crash a break. You know, Crash collects all those Wampa fruits and eats them. I imagine he smells like fruit. So I'm going to say no, Crash probably smells okay. I can make Sims characters smell horrible. Yeah, I could see the Sims character probably being on that list is pretty... That makes sense. I'll be interested to see. I know with the Saudi Arabian firm gaining The Sims now, everyone's, you know, leaving The Sims and saying this is it. I'm interested to see if this is actually like, if this is actually the end of The Sims. You know, everyone's doom saying that this is the end of The Sims, and that it's dead and gone, and there'll never be another good Sims. I doubt it. You know, Sims is so popular, I really doubt that they're actually going to be the end of it, but it does seem like this could be a pivotal moment for Sims players, that this could be at least a breaking point for some of them. Didn't a bunch of, not Sims devs, but like creators who make like free content and stuff, a bunch of them quit? If Yugi smells as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh players, probably any Yu-Gi-Oh game probably has a lot of bad smells to it. This needs to be like an in-depth YouTube video, trying to research and find the character from video games that smells the absolute worst. They didn't buy the company to sink the game. They like money. That is true. The Sims was long dead before the sale. That could possibly also be true. Like I wasn't a huge fan of The Sims 4, so I'm not a fan of The Sims in general, because I don't like paying $15,000 to play a game. You know. I know that people complain a lot about microtransactions, but The Sims is the king of microtransactions. All right, let's explore this area. I got sick of all the expansion. And the thing is, like, the expansions hardly ever add enough to justify a whole new expansion. Like, sometimes there's some cool new mechanics, but, like... But like the last Sims expansion I remember buying was like the Pets one for the Sims 2, and all it added was some clunky pet mechanics. It was very, very light and shallow. It's the king of DLC. There is, I once did a look into it, to look into what game costs the most. And while The Sims is up there in cost, there's actually another game series that costs way more money, and that is the train simulators, the truck simulators, and the driving simulators. Like, you could pay like $10,000 for Euro Truck Simulator to download all the highways. And you know, I'm not gonna sit here and try and talk bad about someone else's hobby, but I truly don't understand the people who will pay $25,000 for a truck simulator and a truck simulator cabinet and to download all the highways just to virtually drive a truck. Like, you could go outside and drive on those highways in real life. You don't need to pay thousands of dollars to download those highways. You can just go drive on those highways, you know? You don't need to buy the highway. And here's the thing, like, I understand that there is a difference between driving in real life and driving in a simulator, but at least if you drive out there in a simulator or in real life, you get to do the tourist things, right? You get to see things, you get to experience things, you get to try new foods, new cuisines, new experiences. But if you're doing it in truck simulator, all you get is to see the traffic. Why do I want to be virtually stuck in traffic? Alright, we finally unlocked some stuff. We can buy green fur, a new tie. We have red pants and blue dye. Okay. No, that is bad, Dex. We do not encourage piracy. We do not encourage piracy. And yeah. If you want to pirate, you should get Sid Meier's Pirates, which everyone talks about. Everyone talks about pirate games and remakes and all that. Sid Meier's Pirates. If they remade Sid Meier Pirates in the fashion of Assassin's Creed 4, that would have the potential to be named the greatest game of all time. Potentially. They could mess it up, but Sid Meier Pirate is such a good game and deserves a remaster and a remake. So bad. So bad. Alright, what's down here? We've jumped down here a few times. We broke this guy's boat, so now we're just being... Donkey Kong's kind of a jerk. We destroyed his boat for $1. I like that they're all very positive. They're like, we love fishing, and then you destroy their boat. Like, we love swimming too. Joke's on you. What are we doing? I guess we're going over there. Is there any fast travel in this game? Does anyone know? Use the map to find your way back. Okay. There's a good map, but like, can I just teleport back to... Oh, you can. That is super convenient. We love that. Way to give us some quality of life, Nintendo. Holy cow. It's almost like Nintendo made a game in 2025. Like, it's almost like they put some thought and care into this. I'm impressed. It doesn't have mechanics straight out of the 1990s like their last Pokemon game. They actually put some thought into this. Alright, so we need to get over there. I pressed the wrong button. Barely. Yeah, you know, they're working on it. They're working on it. There used to be a time, believe it or not, in the 80s and 90s when, you know, Nintendo used to innovate. They didn't just copy and rehash. They used to innovate things. Oh, I see. Okay. So we need to go up that. Okay, I thought maybe we would surf up that. That is not the answer. Also, an update for all of y'all who care about the Waffles' personal life. Emmy and I have been talking about it quite a lot, and we think this year is the year we are going to try and get pregnant in the new year. So if all goes according to potential plan, which, you know, will things go as planned? Who knows? We could have a baby Waffles for Christmas of next year. How cool would that be? However, each and every one of you, all three of you watching now, need to understand. I know Bubble more than most on this one will probably understand. That probably means the early morning streams may suffer a little bit from some interruptions, you know? This year's basically over, Dex, right? You blink and this year's over. We're done with 2025. We've been done with 2025 since June. We are now looking forward to 2026. Can we name the baby? Can chat names the baby? That here's the thing. Is whatever name you come up with apparently can't be worse than the name that I came up with, because every person I have ever met has told me that the name that I came up with is the worst name that they have ever heard for a child. Syrup, honey, or pancakes? You know, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like syrup. And that should probably tell you why I will not be allowed to name said baby. Because I am fairly certain that if you name a child syrup, they will be viciously bullied. Viciously. Maybe I'm wrong, but Chook looks like he would have a baby named Harvey or Bartholomew. You know, okay, I know people are like, oh, those are old people names. Nylon, welcome, good morning. Here's the thing. I would much rather a baby be named Bartholomew or Harvey or like Oswald. There are much worse names out there than that. Like, for every one of those, think of the poor children named Khaleesi, or Harry for Harry Potter, or Snape, or Dumbledore. Haven't been here in a while? Well, welcome back. Glad to see you again. It has been a while. Okay. Can I go back down or no? No, I cannot. Okay. So yeah, like Bartholomew is kind of a boring name and an old person name, but also like there exist worse names out there, right? I think we can all agree at least that there do exist worse names than those. The millennials must be stopped. Or you know what's? I think you were playing Dead by Daylight last time. That is a long time. I haven't touched Dead by Daylight in at least a year. We do not like Dead by Daylight here. Maybe 2 years. That might be a long time. I'm not a fan of Dead by Daylight. Well, let me take that back. I like Dead by Daylight. I don't like the community. All right, we're going over there apparently. Like, what's really popular right now? Like, what's popular with Gen Z? That kid. I guarantee there's gonna be one kid out there named Skibidi. I have a feeling Skibidi will exist, at least in some capacity. A kid named Olivia or Aiden right now. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's not Aiden. It's Aiden with 2 Y's, 3 I's, and 3 D's, right? Like, it's not just Aiden, it's Aiden. But I do think there's probably at least one kid named Skibidi at this point, and that poor child. Okay, Google. Searching child name records. Has any child been named Skibidi as of 2025? While records do not show that a child has officially been named Skibidi, at least one country has apparently banned the name Skibidi, preventing you from naming your child as such. Jaden, Braden's is... Okay, I know that the Aiden, Jaden, Braden's are popular, but also the double names, like the Caitlin Mays or the Braxton Johnson or things like that. Like, I know those names are really popular too. I'm moving to that country. I did watch. You know, we've talked about a few times on this channel that there's problems in America, and I'm firmly that there are problems all over the world. And I don't want to downplay anyone's struggle, but I did watch a fairly cringe video yesterday of someone talking about they were documenting their journey to, as they put it, they're fleeing America as a refugee into another country. And the way they're documenting their journey is like they're documenting escaping, German occupied Poland. And that was definitely on some level, some next level cringe to see someone putting it in such dramatic terms. Again, I don't want to downplay. I know that there are people who are suffering in America. I know that there are issues, but the people who are like trying to say that they are trying to escape occupied America right now. It's a little cringy. Finally, someone with a live Donkey Kong Bonanza stream I've been searching for so long. Here's the thing. When the game came out, everyone streamed it. I was waiting to rent it because I didn't think I would like it, but I do feel like there was at least a little bit of hype around the game in that, like, the hype is said and done, and now no one's talking about the game ever again. I do kind of feel like no one has talked about Donkey Kong since it came out. So, I am probably the only person streaming Donkey Kong right now because everyone kind of abandoned it after it came out. Ooh. Ooh, total head rush there. I started fasting for November because of all the people who lost their food stamps. I didn't think it was fair to be eating regularly during this month while there are people who are not. I've lost a pound already. That's 3,500 calories down in the last 4 days, but I think I'm gonna have to eat like normal today. I think I've been pushing the calorie deficit a little bit too harshly. I think I need to eat regularly for just one day. Because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it this morning. Ooh, what's that? That was an Anomalocaris, apparently. Are you the patron saint of waffles? Not yet. That is my hope. The reason I named myself Saint Waffles is not because I believe that I am a saint, but because I want to become a saint. And I do hope when the day comes that I am called home, that I achieve sainthood, and a part of that achieving sainthood is I am given the title, the patron saint of waffles. I do very much hope that I make that, but I also hope, God willing, that is a good and long time away. You know, I don't want to be a saint tomorrow. God, if we can we make that in, you know, the next 50 or 60 years? Maybe somewhere there I'll be ready to be a saint. But, you know, whatever God's will be done, right? If God wants to call me home, there's nothing I can do about that, right? That is fully his decision. You'll get there. Believe in yourself. It's not about believing in myself. You know, making it to sainthood is about believing in Jesus and the wonder of God and all that God does for us in our lives and everyone else's lives, even during hard times, right? And I truly believe there are probably some hard times ahead of us for some people, and more than ever, I think more people are going to need that belief and strength in God. You know, I'm reading. Yesterday, I watched a video on a teacher who was complaining that she was worried about this next generation of kids because she said they have no hope. That she was interviewing her 6th grade class and asked them, "Okay, class, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And all of them gave the same answer, and that was rich. And well, I don't think that's a problem because, like, I get it. Like, if I had the option, I too would like to be rich, right? I'd like to travel. I'd like to go see basilicas. I'd like to be able to do more with giving to the soup squads and the food kitchens and all that sort of things. Like, I understand why kids say, well, I just want a bunch of money to be able to do what I want to do. Like, I don't think that is necessarily the world's ending that teacher thinks that it is. But we do have more kids losing faith in religion than we've ever had before. And I do think that is a cause for concern. That I think a lot of these kids are going to need more than ever a faith and belief in God to help carry them through what is most certainly going to be some challenges in their life. Sorry, my nose is running this morning. I don't know why. And the other problem, the other side of that coin, when I say more kids need God, is we also have an unfortunate amount of kids who are turning to religion, but they're turning to Catholicism to use it as a blunt instrument to beat other people down. You know, I talk in depth about the rad trads that I do not like. The rad trads who are coming out using it as like, oh, well, I'm a rad trad and I use this as a reason to hate the LGBTQ, and I use it as a reason to hate all the women who you know, are doing things before marriage, and all the people that I dislike. They're just using it as a weapon and reason to hate other people, and not using it as a spiritual and wonderful thing to grow. You know, religion shouldn't be used as a stick to beat other people with. It should be used as a reason to learn and grow yourself. And I feel like they're missing the whole point of that. All right, so we need to figure out how to get over there. And I doubt just jumping will fix that, so perhaps if we throw something, we can't throw something. But we do have something explosive. Nope, we had fakes. Are these fakes too? These are all... Nope. Okay. One fake. Boom. What do you make of all the Christians being slaughtered in Africa? You know, I don't know enough about what's going on to speak about it on an expert level. Because I've seen people saying that the reason why it's not being called a G word, as YouTube likes us to say because they hate certain words. This is Donkey Kong Bonanza, the new Donkey Kong, is because other groups are also facing persecution and problems over there. Is that true? I don't know. But my overall problem with the actions potentially being taken is it looks really bad for Christians when there's Christians being prosecuted and persecuted and all that they go to their aid, but they refuse to go to the aid of anyone else. You know, that is my problem with it. But we should not as a country, but as people, we should try and seek to ruin all the suffering of other people, right? Like, it doesn't matter the religion, it doesn't matter the circumstance. Any amount of people that are being harmed, we should seek to bring about an end to. Any amount of people who are suffering, we should seek to bring an end to. So, is it wrong for us to get involved? As far as I know, no, we should bring about an end to that. But again, I don't know about the intricacies of the scenario because I have not researched all that's going on. It's not being called the G word because it's against Christians. I do also understand to some degree that is probably a factor as well. All right, we got to play the Donkey Kongas apparently. What? Why was Pauline living inside of a rock? Did I miss something? What? How was she in there?
I'm free. What's going on here? Is that no way! I can't sing. I'm not ready to. The crowd is so big. I won't do it. I can't do it.
Was Donkey Kong going supersonic there? Like, what's... Is he gonna go Super Saiyan and turn blonde? Show others the light by letting it shine through you. We are neither the charter nor the sword. Oh, apparently I was. Okay, yeah. Well, apparently we can go full Goku Super Saiyan. I think it was... I want to say St. Augustus, but it might be Aquinas. I might be... Maybe St. Benedict? Okay, Google. Who said, preach the gospel at all times and when necessary, use words? St. Francis of Assisi. I got my saints mixed up. I definitely enjoy that quote, the preach the gospel at all times and when necessary, use words. I think that is a very effective and great way to live life. I do not know why it is necessary to stare at Donkey Kong's butt during this section. That seems wholly unnecessary, but okay. No Bananergy, no Bonanza. Grab some gold to recharge your Bananergy. Was it necessary to call it Bananergy? Like, couldn't it just be energy? Did we really need Bananergy? Was that a made up word we truly needed? It's like the sun. Okay. Dex got mad at me because the other day we were talking about that Michael Jackson didn't sing the I Always Feel Like Someone's Watching Me song. You brought up the sun. Did the Beatles sing Here Comes the Sun? Is that a Beatles song?
DK? DK! You did it! Thanks to you. Hey, you came from the...
Yes. All right, we got one. We successfully identified a Beatles song, and hopefully in the process did not upset Dex because we're talking about music.
If we go...
Look at that. We're making moves today. The most popular Beatles song written by George Harrison. Now see, we're going 2 for 2. Dex is lying to us. George Harrison was not a Beatle. There was Paul McCartney.
Thank you, Elder.
There was Ringo. I don't know the other names, but I'm pretty sure George Harrison is not the name of a Beatle. Like 50% certain. I'm getting less certain by the second here. John and George.
My voice. I sound like me again.
Are you sure about that? Okay, Google. Was George Harrison really a Beatle? Google says yes. Google says I'm wrong. I don't just that doesn't sound like a very Beatle name, you know? What about John Lennon? Was John Lennon? Was that the John you're talking? Is John Lennon the other Beatle then? Because John Lennon was a Beatle, right? You're wrong. I'm shocked.
Nervous, but you need me to sing, don't you?
Waiting for someone to confirm. I said what I said. Alright, we're doing it. We're Super Saiyan Goku, Donkey Kong, smashing all the stuff. Also, since we're talking about music, this is probably gonna fall into unpopular opinion, but since it's Christmas and I love Christmas music and I listen to Christmas music, who out there is asking for Alvin and the Chipmunks mute? Why is there still more? Why is Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas music a thing? Why do we need Alvin and the Chipmunks? Who is asking for Alvin and the Chipmunks music? My kid? All right, you know what? Fair. I'm wrong. I am fully wrong on that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, kid. You listen to your Alvin and the Chipmunks. Waffles is wrong on this one too. Then John Lennon was a founding member. And then his wife is like credited with ruining the Beatles, right? Like what is her name? Like Fue Coco or whatever. Everyone hates Yuki Coco. I can't remember her name. But I know some Beatles lore. See, I know some Beatles lore. Chaotically Fun Guy, welcome in. Are you watching me in class again? Wait, Coco, I'm dying. Yoko Ono, yeah. Yoko Ono. I was close. I feel like Fue Coco is pretty close. Closer than usual for Waffles. How did you know? Because I feel like you're always watching me while you're in class. As a senior prank, you should get your whole class to watch me. We could use the likes and views. I literally spit my water out, kiddo is concerned. Dex stopped responding, so I feel like we probably upset Dex too much. But here's the thing. I don't think that Yoko Ono ruined the Beatles. I think the Beatles ruined the Beatles. Because if you listen to their music, it's not very good. So, like, did she really ruin it, or did they ruin it themselves? All right, we got a pop party. If Dex didn't leave before, you left the house. Stop it. I'm just speaking my truth, Dex. I am Catholic, so I am obligated to tell the truth. Don't upset Pokedex. I'm in school with 4 classes, got A's and a class with a B. Way to go. Rocking those A's and B's. Waffles supports education up in here, so that is great to hear. We love to hear when people are getting A's and B's. And scholarships. College scholarships. We as much as I talk about how my college experience was basically a scam and my degree is worthless, you know, I will always encourage people to go to college if they wish to go to college. Good amount of stuff they teach I've learned before, so that makes it easy. Ooh, is there a secret underground? There is a secret underground level. We found it. I can talk music with you, and there's plenty of good music by the Beatles. They played during a transitional phase when music was going through massive changes. They're bound to be flops. Here's the thing, like I will acknowledge that the Beatles did great things for music. I will fully acknowledge that. I'm just saying in the year 2025, there's no reason to listen to their music. in the same way that if you go back and like listen to other transitional music, we just have better stuff now. The only old music that I will say is 100% worth listening to is when you get into the classical, you know, the Mozart, the Bach, the classical symphonies. Like, that is timeless good music. I still enjoy AC/DC. I think AC/DC belongs in the one-hit wonder territory. Even though I acknowledge they have more than one wonder, since they use the same guitar riff for every song and they all sound the same, I kind of feel like one-hit wonder is the proper designation for AC/DC. We unlocked Bananergy and Drumbeat. Okay, we'll unlock some Bananergy, I guess. You know who I'm sad? I grew out of Metallica, though. I used to love Metallica, and every year that passes, I get a little less into Metallica. I feel like I've grown out of them. I talk to this man every day, and I refuse to bring up my favorite music around him. I will send him some metal from time to time. It's because Pokedex doesn't want to admit that his favorite band is the Insane Clown Posse, and he doesn't want to be on the same page as me. That is my working theory right now, is that Pokedex loves the Insane Clown Posse and just doesn't want to admit it. I just threw up in my mouth. You know what's really crazy to see is right now on TikTok there is a trending audio using Insane Clown Posse's music. So Gen Z and Gen Alpha is getting exposed to the Juggalos, and that means right now, this is bonkers to think about. Right now, this very moment, there might be a 13-year-old sitting on their bed in full Juggalo face paint, wearing clothes that haven't been washed in 3 weeks, a leather belt, leather pants, and a chain wallet, who is saying, "Mom, you just don't get me. I was born in the wrong era. I was born to be a Juggalo." We might have the next generation pining for the Juggalo way of life. I'm getting into the kind of songs of Dream Evil, Dio, and Dragula by Rob Zombie. That is Rob Zombie.
No way, you're the worst.
Rob Zombie is another one that I'll call a one-hit wonder. Dragula, absolutely stunning. Absolutely amazing. Dragula is one of the top 5 best songs ever made, without a doubt. But it's his only good song. Now I just threw up in my mouth. Picture this.
Planet Core? But no.
The year is 2035.
Stay away.
And there is a freshman in high school who is unironically going whoop whoop. I have Beatles songs on my playlist. Hey Jude, for example. I'm pretty sure Hey Jude is not a Beatles song. The Hey Jude, Hey There Delilah. I made the same mistake, right? The Hey Jude, Hey There Delilah, You're So Far in New York City sounds like a Beatles song, but it is not a Beatles song. That is like the white stripes, I think. The Beatles had some deep lyrics. Ah, yes. Such as, I am the walrus, cuckoo, cachoo. Or, we all live in a yellow submarine. Or, I am Sergeant Pepper and this is my Lonely Heart Club. Defeat the Pika Bruiser. Okay, that didn't work. Is he going to run out of energy? Oh, okay. Maybe this. Okay, that seems to be working. Alright, the beating up the little ones seems to do something, maybe? Am I too slow? What am I doing wrong? It's from the Across the Universe album. I don't know the Across the Universe album, but I do know the Across the Universe DVD that I was forced to watch, and I absolutely despised having to watch Across the Universe, the DVD. All right, we got too many little guys here. I don't like that the throw button is the same as the pickup button. It makes for a very clunky trying to pick things up. I will say that it feels a little clunky. I don't like that. Is there any more explosive stuff around? There is more explosive stuff around here. Okay. Let's go grab some of that. Well, that didn't work. Okay, that worked. Okay, apparently I just need to punch him. I was overthinking it, I guess. Apparently we just needed to punch him. Some of you will not like this statement. I can't really say what modern music is. It sounds to me like a gibberish into music. There's some modern music that I am not a fan of. I definitely I don't listen to like the top 40 or anything like that, of course. But not all modern music is bad. You know, there's definitely some good stuff out there, I'm sure. I'm trying to think of some moderns. I know there's some modern songs out there that are good. I just can't think of any off the top of my head. Alright, let's just punch him real hard. There we go. Let's see, what's a song that came out in the last few years that was really good? Oh, there's got to be something. I'm thinking on it. I know there's some songs that have come out lately that I like.
Stop moving. Let's try. I can't believe I danced.
I do think the Donkey Kong Pauline relationship is pretty cute. They did do a pretty good job with that. They are pretty adorable. See, we got swimming pants, we got a tie, a lagoon vest, green. Let's put on a vest. You know, I wear a vest a lot IRL. Let's put on a vest. Just threw that tissue in the void. There's a garbage can over there. I promise. I'm not just throwing them out on the floor. Oh, it's not for Donkey Kong. That's for her. Okay, I thought I got to wear the vest, but okay. I guess I don't get a vest. Thanks, Obama. All right. I was having so much fun. I did not realize the time. I got to get out of my chair and start getting ready for work. The time has escaped me today, so let's finish up with our prayer. Take off my hat here. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Today we continue to pray for all the people who don't have enough food, whether it be because of food stamps, whether it be because of politics, whatever is going on. If they don't have enough, Lord, help to provide for them and help us to provide for them as well. We pray for all the people who are sick, whether it be mental illness, whether it be physical illness, whether they're in the hospital, wherever they are. Lord, help them. We pray for all the souls in purgatory, all the souls who've been forgotten, all the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. And finally, as a special intention for today, we pray for all the politicians of the world that they may make better and smarter decisions that bring about peace and help for all the constituents of the world. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, it was a pleasure to speak with you all. It was a pleasure to start my day with you all. We have made it through the start of Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Y'all can do it. We'll see you on Friday. We'll continue playing Donkey Kong. Again, I always love starting my day chatting with you all. It really does make my day. So glad to see you all. Go and have a blessed day, and we will see you again on Friday.